Hey YouTube. In this video, I'm going to talk about something I've experienced since going self-employed, which is the difficulty I've had in picking the things to do and then feeling confident in the fact that I'm doing the right thing. And this has become really obvious as an issue, or at least as a phenomenon, in the context of also going to the gym regularly at the same time. So I'll tell that story first. Since I quit my job, I have open days. And that means I'm not constrained to going to the gym around work, which used to take up, say, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., minimum because of commutes and that kind of thing. So I can go to the gym when it's quiet, which is lovely. And the combination of that making it fun and also having a trainer who I see once a week on Zoom or in person, and who also, and this is important, has given me an app that, and he's just coded in all the exercises I have to do. So like, I go to the gym, I open the app, and okay, I'm doing this routine. I type in the numbers. He changes the targets week on week, and I just have to do what I'm told. I've given up responsibility in a way to him to say what's important. Okay, that's important. I'll do that. And when I go to the gym, I'm not thinking, oh, should I be at the gym right now? Should I be doing something else instead? Is this a good time to be doing my Notion templates? Blah blah blah. And that I realize is actually a really rare experience for me now, because so much of my time is spent wondering and meta commenting if what I'm doing is the right thing. So even actually right now, recording this video, I don't have that sense. I'm like, okay, I'm making a video. Cool. I'm not going to be worrying about something else until I finish the video and upload it. But in most of my time, I sit down at the computer to do computery things, and an entire enormous world of possibility of stuff I could be doing opens up. I could be in my community forum answering questions. I could be on Twitter talking to people, engaging with people, and marketing. I could be reading a book on the Kindle app. I could be answering emails. All these things come up that I could be doing. And I need to prioritize myself, what's important. And I don't know how to do that as a self-employed, self-directed person. I don't know how to get myself, or to give myself the confidence, that's a better way of putting it, that what I'm working on in the moment is the right thing to be doing. And what that tends to mean is that I default to some kind of filler activity, which in my case is pseudo-productive, which is something Twitter related, because without being too gross about it, there's people there who buy my stuff. And that's how I get known, essentially. There's also a lot of value there, like just making friends and hanging out, and it's fun. But I can also tell my part of my brain that, like, no, there is some value here for the whole businessy thing. Cool, whatever. But this is not how I really want to be. I don't want to spend my days going from thing to thing, being a little bit anxious that I'm not working on the right thing. Or in fact, having that anxiety drive me away from the right thing, because the right thing never feels like the most productive thing to be doing. I'm taking Kahey's course at the moment, Supercharger Productivity, and he introduces the idea of the 10K work. So 10K per hour work. So you have $10 per hour work, which is like answering emails. And then as you increase the difficulty and leverageability of the task, you get to 10K work, which is stuff that helps you make money when you're not working, if you like. A good example is $1,000 per hour work might be a high-end lawyer charging $1,000 literally per hour for their time. But if they stop working, then they're not getting paid. Whereas 10K per hour work is high leverage, creating things that will make money when you're not there, hiring people, working on vision for a startup, all that kind of stuff. But the thing about those tasks is that they don't feel high dopamine. They don't feel particularly important or urgent or rewarding necessarily. It's more like journaling or thinking or going for a walk and contemplating something is much more like 10K work than sitting and grinding on a task, which could be one of the other three categories, 10, 100, or $1,000 work per hour. And that's what I'm seeing coming up in my life as well. I don't know exactly what my 10K work is. And I worry that I'm landing at the bottom end of that scale out of convenience, of not knowing what else to do, because the higher value stuff is woolly. I think this is just a function of transitioning from corporate life to self-employed life. Before, wherever you are in an organization, you're given a task. Even if you're near the top, you have objectives that are cascaded down in some sense. The CEO, the board, the whoever at the top, the gods of the organization have their vision, their mission, their strategy, and you get some part of it. Or if you're a consultant, your client wants something, you scope something, you deliver it, you do all that stuff. There's always a bit of a sense of what you should be doing. And if you don't do the right thing, there's normally a pretty quick feedback mechanism telling you you've done the wrong thing. You ultimately you get fired for not delivering the objectives, but you may get told off. You get bad performance reviews. You get told by your manager in one-on-ones that you're not doing the right stuff. I don't have that right now, and I need to build that for myself, and I don't yet know how. So I guess all this video is an acknowledgement to myself that this is a work in progress. It doesn't need to be something that comes quickly, and that the period of what feels like low productivity for now in the last couple of months is actually a reflection of a deeper transformation of assumptions around how work should be. And I'm not going to worry about it. And if you're someone who's watching my videos who is thinking about making a transition like this, I will almost make this aware that it might happen to you. Going from directed to self-directed means that there's an implicit work in doing the direction that you weren't doing before you became self-directed. Someone else was doing the work of directing to some extent, right? I know you might manage your own day, but the meta frame of what you're doing is defined by your job to some extent, or to a large extent, depending on how senior you are largely, or what kind of role you have. But when you're self-directed, that's all on you. So just be aware of that, I guess, and this is advice as much to myself. Be aware that that's a new skill that has to be learned. And it doesn't just come, it needs practice, it needs iteration, it needs feedback loops. And it needs, or rather comes with, some element of anxiety, confusion, walking around in the fog for a while until things get clear. So I'm working on this actively. I will report back as I get better at it. And this is just a reminder to self that this is okay. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.